I think I can say that 2019 was by far my busiest and most, let me not say that, my best year of my life. I experienced so much. I traveled to 9 different countries, made some new amazing friends. Lara and I got really close together. We went to Bali, but this for later. Got jobs as photographers, videographer. I paid off some of this camera. I uploaded some nice videos you guys really liked, and all this just happened in 2019, and I just can't believe how long one whole year is. So the year started with our trip to Gran Canaria with Arturo, who is a guy I know from university who got introduced to me by someone else who knew me and him and knew we both are Polish, so he thought we both can be good friends. And it actually worked out. By that time, I was saving up for all my camera gear. I was just getting into like the mirrorless camera, and I only had the Sony A7 Mark III without any lenses. So I never filmed the whole trip, and we only did like Instagram stories and stuff. And I still remember like today that I was really afraid meeting him at the airport, as I thought we're not gonna have enough stuff to talk about, or financials are gonna be like a struggle, because we were sharing an Airbnb, so we shared food. But we had a blast of time. Arthur is a really fun guy. You know him from the Morocco video already. And we spent time jumping from sand dunes, making pictures with the Hyundai i10, which are actually ridiculous because we're pretending like it's a sports car. So quickly after this trip, Lara invited me to Paris for a weekend, and seeing the Eiffel Tower was forever on my bucket list. So I was really happy about it, and I just didn't know what to expect. She was there before, so she guided me a lot, and honestly, we had so much fun. For the first time, I had a lens for the Sony A7 III, and I filmed so much. I filmed everything, I documented everything, I did a lot of videos, but I never dropped a video about it, never released some footage, as I was really disappointed how the shots turned out. And I am kind of like a perfectionist, if I can say that. Yeah. I saw myself getting a bad mood because only didn't get the shot, or I was basically comparing my chapter 1 to someone else chapter 10, and this was really making me disappointed in myself and doubting all my work. So I never released the footage of Paris. We had a blast, from going to Moulin Rouge, searching for restaurants as everything was so expensive. There was a croissant for almost 7 euros. What? Eiffel Tower at sunrise, seeing the Eiffel Tower at daytime, going to the Eiffel Tower platform at night and walking on this bridge and seeing how it glitters at each full hour. These are actually one of my favorite memories of the whole year 2019. New Zealand. That was the first time I changed my video type from daily vlogging trip like I did in Japan to a long format film of the whole trip, and this I liked a lot. And I just remember till today how exhausted we were after the 33-hour flying to New Zealand, but we've experienced so much there, from the diversity of the landscapes, from seeing Milky Ways, which are incredible, eating different foods like this really pure salmon, and then just the road tripping in the national parks and sleeping in the camper van, which was totally illegal, but there was something I never showed on camera, and it was the freedom camping. I am really scared of camping. I don't know if someone else feels like this, but I feel just unsafe camping if like someone sees you camping, and I immediately think they have like bad thoughts, that they're gonna do something to me, they're gonna rob me, I don't know. So in April was my birthday, and for April's birthday boy, my girlfriend Lara got me on a weekend trip, and this time it was to London, one of these exclusive European towns, which are so expensive again. Oh man, I don't know why I'm like this, but I really struggle paying a lot of money for food if it's just average food. But I don't see point in paying like 6 euros for a sandwich. Whatever. London, it was really cool. There was these skyscrapers and a lot of buildings I never saw before. The short, and we did a lot of street food. I ate for the first time pad thai, and I fell in love with Vietnamese food and Thai food. Morocco, oh Morocco. I was so much afraid about this trip as I was so biased and influenced by all the people around me who were telling me how dangerous this country is and that I'm gonna die. This trip again was with Arturo. It was our second trip, and we flew only to Morocco because we got a really cheap flight, which was 50 euros round trip, and we had a blast. We had such a fun time. We ate so many different kinds of food, especially the traditional tagine. It was really nice. And the Moroccan culture is so much different to everything I knew before. We've spent a lot of time exploring. We even rented a car as we were done with the city fast. So our initial plan was just to stay in Fas and just explore the city of Fas, as we didn't want it to go outside the city as we thought it's so dangerous and so on and so on. But after a couple of days we rented a car and did a little road trip of it. And we had so much fun. I mean, I get it. It's really weird driving through some streets which are very damaged. And one time we got stopped by the police and we were not even knowing what they were talking to us. For the Moroccan trip, I used the Steadicam for a lot of push-in shots. I mean, at least I tried to, but I was really unhappy with the Steadicam as it just slowed me down so much, and it just felt like it was taking forever to set it up, and then it just drew too much attention to me as I was a guy with a camera and such a big Steadicam and everyone is looking at me. Again, I was really disappointed with my footage and it didn't look good for dropping a video, but this time I thought to myself, screw it. I dropped the video and you guys loved it, I loved it, and it's such a cool memory. Bali, where do I start? So the whole trip was planned upon it that Lara is able to drive a scooter, and Lara never drove a scooter before. So if she is not able to drive on a scooter by her own, the whole trip is screwed. So we rented a scooter in Kuta, and we never thought that Kuta is this busy. And Kuta is madness. It's just scooters, every single direction, and if you don't follow the crowd, you're gonna lose. So Lara hopped on the scooter and she had a bad time. And I don't know how she did it, but we got out of Kuta after some training in a little alley next to someone's house. And after a day, Lara mastered to riding a scooter. And it was crazy. She loved it so much. She was driving like a kamikaze. It was the best thing ever. She had the time of her life. But Bali was so amazing. We've seen so many waterfalls. We've tried so much different food. We ate nasi goreng for €1 and we're cheaping out on nasi goreng for €2 because we were saying like, oh well, okay, let's go to Famous. We can eat the nasi goreng for 150. It is crazy funny what we've experienced in Bali, and as well we got food poisoned at the end of the trip, but it was okay because it was just the last 2 days. We had some ice cubes in our McDonald's beverage. And for the first time I felt really satisfied with the footage I got, the pictures I had, and I just felt like somehow I grew as a creator. In the video I put out, I dropped, you guys, you loved it, I loved it, everyone loved it, and for the first time I felt like I got this. And the most recent film was the one from the Dolomites, the 40 miles hike with my family in the Alps of Italy. And this was the first time I was filming only with one lens and a tripod. So almost all the shots are just stable on one place. And I've spent like 1 million times running back to the camera because I've walked away from it and then I had to turn back because my camera was standing there because it was a standing shot. As well, I had the Mavic Air with me, did a lot of cool drone shots. We had so many area shots, but I think of upgrading to the Mavic 2 Pro. Somehow just the colors doesn't match from camera to Mavic, I don't know. I'll think about it. But for the first time I made a video with my family. I introduced you to the whole family and you guys loved it as well. I loved it. Amrum. So Amrum was a trip I made a film about, but I did not edit it yet, so I didn't drop it yet. And I made this travel with a friend named Lehmann. You do not know him yet, as I did not introduce him to the channel yet. But Amrum is like 40 kilometers away from the mainland, from Germany, and it is his happy place. His grandma lives there, and both of them were kind enough to invite me over and show me this place. We spent a lot walking around and exploring the island, or it was more like he was showing me the island and what his day-to-day life looks like when he's there. I don't know what it was, but this island and his grandma and himself, everything was so welcoming on this trip. I really felt like, well, this could be home. These people are nice and everyone was knowing everyone. Everyone was greeting everyone and it was just really welcoming being there. So I hope I can transmit this feeling in the upcoming film. And the very last trip I did for 2019 was the USA road trip with my family. We drove all the way from California to Virginia and drove back, and we've stopped in multiple cities, locations, and the Grand Canyon, and I did not film anything there as they didn't want their kids exposed to YouTube, which I can totally understand. So I took this opportunity and trained my photography skill. I did a lot of shots there and a lot of you guys loved the shots. I introduced the wallpaper game, I don't know, where I put wallpapers on Instagram and you can screenshot them or text me if you want them. And it is, I don't know how to describe it, but if I see like someone of you sends me a screenshot that you are using my picture as a wallpaper, is so rewarding and honoring for me. I just don't know how to put it in words, but it makes me really happy to see that. And if you keep messaging me with this kind of stuff, it really pushes me forward to create even more. Looking back at 2019, it was hectic, and I just told you about all the travels and not what friends I've made. Like, I have a new friend who's called Anton, who's a friend of Artur, and I never thought we're gonna get along so well, and now we are going as 3 boys on a trip to Fuerteventura in March 2020. So look forward for this. It's gonna be a hectic one, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do even more crazy stuff. There was a lot of stuff going on in my personal life about mental health. There was a lot of stuff going on in uni, which I hate, but I just want this paper and get maybe a part-time job to sustain me financially while I try to get somehow in the world of photography and videography. I am so thankful for all the friends I made on the way in 2019, for my family, for the job opportunities I got as a creator, and especially for my girlfriend Lara, who made a lot of experiences for me possible and traveling with me to all these countries so I don't have to go alone and we can share these moments together. And honestly, I just can't wait for 2020. There is crazy stuff coming in February and March. The boys and I are going to Fuerteventura. Lara and I are going to Egypt. Lara and I are going to run a marathon in New York. I hope we're gonna see some creators and follow from there. And I actually don't know what I'm gonna upload here on the channel of Mark Lehmann. It's gonna be a lot of traveling, maybe personal life. I don't know in which direction we'll go. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for leaving comments and liking this video and sharing them. And thank you for everyone who messages me, you know who I mean. We are texting regularly, and God bless you for the new year.